my record didn't start right away. So what we're doing today is we're going to be doing our new paper pumpkin. So it's called Lovely Lavender, and it's for the month of January 2024. And because I didn't have my record on, I'm just going to go ahead and show the little dies that coordinate. So these dies are available currently in the online store, and they coordinate with the next 3 months worth of paper pumpkin. All right, so let's open this up. And again, I don't think I was recording when I mentioned that the Stampin' spot is a gorgeous grape. And let's see what we have in here. So we have a little bit of the linen thread, some dimensionals. Oh, these are pretty, our envelopes. So we have some with the crumb cake and some with the different shades of purple. And I'm going to guess that this is Berry Burst up here in the corner. Ooh, look at these. So this is really pretty. Well, these punch out. Oh, cool. So these punch out like this. They're like a tag, it looks like. Beautiful. Very nice. And how many of those do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. Oh, look at these. Okay, these are very pretty as well. Let's see. So we have a floral on this side and like a color wash on the other side. So you know me, I'm going to take these apart for sure. And then we have these labels, and there are 4 of those. And they've got the foil in the Highland Heather. Really pretty. And then we have card bases in the crumb cake as well. And we have some label banners in that same water wash. That's really pretty. And here's some more punch out labels. Ooh, here are some glue dots. Look at these. Oh my gosh. Okay, these are gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, so there are 4 sheets of the greenery. And then we have 2 sheets of these beautiful lavender pop-outs. Those are really pretty. Okay, so I don't need this cardboard. Oh, this is interesting. This is new. We didn't used to get anything like this to put our stamps in to store. Typically, I go onto the paperpumpkin.com. I guess this goes like this, and you just put it in a little envelope. Normally what I do is I go on the paperpumpkin.com page, and you can print out the stamp case inserts like this, and then I just fold them in half. I'll show you how I store mine. I fold them in half. And then I just trim them. And just end down the side a little bit. And I'm just going to take a little bit off the top as well. And then I bought these Avery L envelopes, the large Stampin' Die storage envelopes. And the number, if you're interested, the part number is SS-5001. And I just get these on Amazon. And then this just goes in here like this. And it shows you the stamp set on the back and then what the kit actually looked like. And then I just put these in here. And then I store my stamps just inside of the envelope like this. And I keep them, I have just one of those plastic shoe boxes that you get at Walmart or wherever. And I just have them in order of year with the most recent one at the front. So that's how I store mine. I mean, there's no right way or wrong way to do them. I'm sure lots of people do them many different ways. But I just thought I would share how I do mine. So let's have a look at the instructions here. The cards are beautiful, and there's like a window card here, and that's using the other half of the tag. And then we have this floral one here, and then the little tag with the greenery on it. So why don't we get started? So for card number 1, we're going to need one of these. And a block. So let me grab my block. And we are using the sentiment, just a little something for you. And I'm not going to open up my Gorgeous Grape. I save these for gifts and things. So I'm just going to grab my Gorgeous Grape from behind here. And let me grab a piece of scrap paper to prime my stamp. Now it's a good idea when you do get a new photopolymer stamp to give it a good cleaning, just in case there's some residue from when it was being manufactured. So I'm just going to give it a clean. And then make sure it's dry. And then let's just test stamp it. Yep, perfect. Okay. So what do I need? I need one of these little banners and some twine. 12 inches it says. So let's find some scissors. 12 inches. And I guess we're making this. Okay, so I also need one of the, not sure what color this is. Let's see. Lost Lagoon. So the coordinating colors for this are Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, and Pretty Peacock. So let's pop out the Lost Lagoon leaves. Just hold on. Some people are having trouble finding us, so just a second. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto my little tag. I can't even begin to tell you, I've had more problems. Hi, Heather. With technology lately. I don't know if it was an update on my iPhone or whatever the hell it was, but I've just had issue after issue and it's driving me insane. All right, so what we're doing is the February, not February, I don't know, and now I have February on the brain. The January paper pumpkin, it's called Lovely Lavender. And at the beginning, when it wasn't streaming, and I don't know why it wasn't, I showed these dies that are an add-on that you can purchase in the online store. So I just quickly cut them out. And so there's like a little daffodil, some greenery, the word love, and a like a little banner. And I highly recommend, if you're going to cut out the love especially, is to put it on, hi Susan, how are you? If you put it on the two-sided adhesive sheets, and then that way you're not going to have to fiddle around with liquid glue, because, you know, for sure, it's so thin, you're going to get it all over everything. So what I've done so far is I'm going to start the first project is this tag. So it comes on a sheet like this, and it just pops apart like this. And can't you just see window sheet, or not window sheet, what do you call this? Shaker card written all over this for sure, right? So I popped out the tag, and I'm going to just look at the directions here. So it says to put some glue dots on my greenery and some dimensionals on my tag, and then my string is just going to put the tag. So let me grab my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to pop a couple of glue dots on the back of my greenery here. This is really pretty. So this week in class, this past week, we featured the lovely Lavender. Not lovely Lavender. Oh, I'm frozen on your laptop. Well, I'm not showing frozen here, but you know what? The way things have been going. Mary, can you still hear me even though I'm frozen? I'm going to try and play it on my iPad and see what I get. All right, so I'm going to, where's my thing? I'm going to pop this on here like this. And then I need a couple of dimensionals. So cute. So I started to say that in class this week, we showcased the lovely Lavender bundle, and it was really nice. It was a lot of fun. So I'm just going to take my, see how squirrely that is? It's all curly. So I'm just going to take my bone folder and just gently rub it over to take out some of that squirreliness. And then I'm just going to pop this through the hole on my tag. Maybe. Oops, that worked well. And then put it through like this. There, so that's our first project. Dirt easy, but I do have my gems from the suite, the Lavender suite, so you know, you never have too much bling. So I'm just going to grab a couple of the little gems. And just pop a couple on. I should have ordered some more gems when I was placing my order yesterday. There. So there's our first project. So cute. Very, very pretty. Okay, so that's number one. Let's have a look at number two. So number two, I'm just going to close this so I don't get ink on everything. So number 2, we're going to need one of the crumb cake, not that card base. Yeah, that card base. The crumb cake card base. And then our skeleton from what we did earlier. And that fits right on there. So you can do it this way. If I was to do this again, I probably would trim off maybe 1/4 of an inch off this side so that and off 1/8 of an inch on the top and bottom so that I could, you know, put it in a little bit, but I won't. I'm just going to do it exactly the way that the directions have it. So I also need some greenery. So let me grab my greenery, and it says I need one of these. And one of these. Okay. I don't know if you guys have been outside today, but man alive, it is cold. All right, so this is going to go like this. So I'm going to glue these two things together like this. And I will use my glue dots because, you know, it's a kit. Oops, run away. Okay. Alrighty, so there's our floral. And this is going to go behind our frame, I guess, like this. Behind but in front. So the bottom part's going to be behind. Yeah, like this. All right, so let's get some glue dots down here. Has anybody gotten their paper pumpkin yet? There we are. Okay, so I'm just going to pull this forward. There. There. Now, you know what? I need to move this over. See how this is sticking out? That won't fit in the envelope. So I'm just going to move these over. So that it's not hanging out over the edge of that frame. That's better. Okay, and then this is just going to go on dimensionals on the front of this card. I feel like I'm dressed for winter down here. For some reason, our basement is super cold today. And I've got a long sleeve sweater on and a long sleeve sweatshirt, and I'm still cold. If I wasn't doing a live, I'd probably have my hoodie on. So again, you know, don't be cheap with your dimensionals. You don't want anything sort of sagging. If you're going to mail this, the last thing you want is for this to sag. So I'm actually even though it doesn't show it on here, I am going to put some dimensionals on the florals here just to support them a little bit. But you want to make sure when you do that, that when you flip it over, you're not going to see the dimensionals at all. All right. I was talking to someone last night, and we were talking about the On Stage, which is in March in Houston. And I don't know, Susan, you were with us, I think, when we went to the one in Toronto before COVID. And oh my God, we had so much fun. We just went for the day and had a great, great day. It was so much fun. So I'm hoping next year that they'll do locals again and have one in Toronto, because we just had a blast. There, so I'm going to go ahead and fold my card. I didn't make that super straight, but that's all right. I can live with it. There, I probably should have folded that before I put that on there, but whatever. It's fine. Okay, so now what? All right, so I'm going to clean this and get the other sentiment. So I'm going to pop this one off. Boy, it doesn't take long for my desk to look like a bomb landed on it. So let's take this one. Now, normally I would just drop the stamp on my desk, but if you put, what I've found is that if I let this fall onto my desk, the photopolymer stamp, and I put a block on it, it'll stick to the glass mat, and I still will have to put it on paper to get it to pick up. So again, because it's a new stamp, I'm going to give it a quick clean just to get any kind of yuckiness off it. Make sure it's dry. I'm going to give it a couple of test stamps on some scrap. Very good. Okay. Love it, love it. And I need one of the square labels. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that right on there. Pardon my head if I'm in the camera. And I need some string, 12 inches again. And again, I'm just going to take my bone folder and take the kinks out of it. And just put a glue dot in the middle. Oops, my glue dot flew away. Oh, it stuck to my block. All right, I'm going to put a glue dot in the middle to catch the thread. All right, let me know if we're having issues again, because I see we've lost 2 people. All right, so let me just stick that right on there. And then I need a couple of dimensionals for the label. And I'm going to put one on right over the thread. And then we'll pop this on the front of our card, like this. Like that. It's not very straight, but there. So that's that one. And again, although it didn't come with bling, I am going to pop a few of these on. And I'm going to do the berry burst this time, I think. I'll just pop a couple on there. So pretty. There, so that's card number 2. So pretty. And of course you can, you know, if you want to pop a sentiment in there, you definitely can. So that's number 2. So let's clean up our mess here just a smidgen. Okay, and then card number 3. Let's see. So card number 3, we need a floral background. So one of these. I'm going to fold this one first. And one of these guys. And what else we need? Oh, I'm all tangled up. All right, so I need one of these, no, 2 of these, a short one and a long one. So there's a short one, and there's a long one, and the word love. And one of the purple sentiments strips, and one of the little tiny rectangular strips. So there we go. Okay. So let's see. We need to clean this because we're going to take that floral now. This floral one. I'll put this one back. Let me just give it a quick clean. And I'll grab my scrap here and give it a test stamp. It's always a good idea to stamp it, ink it up a couple times and stamp it, and that kind of primes the photopolymer. At least that's what I think. I don't know whether it does or not, but there. So that's a beautiful stamp actually. So let's take our label. And we'll go ahead and stamp this. It looks like they stamped it right in the middle. So let's go ahead and just stamp it. And if you have the glass mat, have you noticed that you don't need to use the Stampin' Pierce mat underneath because it's such a perfectly flat surface that you don't have any distortion on your photopolymer stamps. It's great. So I've just grabbed a little tiny block. This is an A block. The one that comes with the kits, with your original kit, is a D block. These are the D blocks. Well, now these are the ergonomic ones, but the D blocks that come with your first paper pumpkin look like this. See, it says paper pumpkin on it. And they're about just over 1/4 of an inch thick. And these are the ones that come with your very first paper pumpkin. And then you just keep it throughout. So it's a size D. Just clean that. There, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to, I was going to say type. I'm going to type. I'm going to stamp the word with on this little piece here. See if I can get that straight. Yep. And then, where's our word? Here. So let's see. Oh, I forgot my greenery. I need a greenery. So I need one of the green small ones. So let's see. glue dots. And I'm going to pop that on there. Pop that on there. All right, so let's put this like that. And then, oops. So what's everybody making for dinner tonight? Anything exciting? We're having chicken, but I don't know what Glenn's going to do with it. I'm assuming he's making dinner because I'm down here. So yeah, let's just say I think he's making dinner. I hope so anyway. Okay, this one's going to go here. And this one's going to go there. Okay, so now we have our purple strip, and I'm going to put some, maybe some dimensionals on it. What do I do with those things? There they are. Okay, so I'm going to flip that over, and it says to put some glue dots on the word love. Pop that on there. They're so cute. All right, so this is going to sit on here. And then, now it says to put this on a dimensional, but I think if this is going to be on a dimensional, I think that's going to be a little too high. I'm just going to stick a glue dot on it because I've noticed the post office is getting really, really picky about thick packages. When I sent my swaps out in November, some of my swaps went through and everybody gets the same card, and I got 2 back saying that there wasn't enough postage on them, so I had to resend them, and it was double the postage because of the thickness of the cards. So, you know, if you are mailing things, you need to be mindful of that. That just made me a little snarly, but whatever. There. Okay, so now I can go ahead. We're going to put this. Now this is supposed to go on dimensionals as well. Now this is directional. I almost missed that. I was going to do it this way, but they're directional. So that's going to go like that. So I'm going to put it on dimensionals, and I will hand deliver this one. Just because. And I mailed out some catalogs a couple of weeks ago to a potentially new customer, and she requested them, and so I sent them out. It was $17 Canadian to mail to one catalog and the new spring catalog and Sale A Bration. I almost had a heart failure. So hopefully she'll purchase something and I'll recoup my cost of my shipping. Holy Dinah, couldn't believe that. And I figured it out later that if I had actually sent them each individually, it would have cost me like $5 instead of 17. So live and learn. All right, so I'm just going to take a little piece and I'm just going to make a bow on this one. It says to cut 12 inches to cut a bow, but you don't need 12 inches for a bow. So I'm just going to make a little bow here. There we are, and I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to take it off the backing and kind of roll it like a little taco. See what I've done? I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to pop that on the back of my bow. And I'm just going to stick it over here somewhere in my flowers like that. So there's our card. Isn't that cute? Super cute. And again, it didn't come with bling, but you know me, you gotta bling up everything. So I'm just gonna take a couple of dots and just put one over here maybe. And you don't have to use these ones. Actually, here's a thought. If you have just the regular rhinestone, like the regular clear rhinestones, if you have any of the alcohol markers, you can actually color any of the white or clear gems with your Stampin' blends. They have to be alcohol markers. The other ones are water-based. They won't do it. But if you have, say you have clear dots like this, or pearls, you can totally color them with your alcohol blends. So if you don't have anything that matches, but you do have the matching blends, you're off to the races. And you can do it with ribbon too. I've done it with ribbon lots of times. If I don't have the matching ribbon, just take a white or vanilla ribbon and color it with your alcohol markers. So there's our card number 3. Isn't that stinking cute? Really like this. So let's have a look and see what they suggest for an alternative, because they often will put alternatives on here. So let's see. I think it looks like they have done a crumb cake. Base with one of the tags, well, 2 of the tags, and then some floral. So let's go ahead and do that one. But I'm going to cut the letters out, the word love. I'm going to cut it out of Gorgeous Grape. And I'm going to find a piece of Gorgeous Grape. Did I bring any over? So let me just cut a little piece of this, because obviously I don't need very much. Can you hear that? Georgie is banging on the door to get let in. I've had to close my door when I'm videoing because she will just pound on the door until I let her in. And then if I do let her in, she jumps right in the middle of my desk. And I can't figure out why I've never had inky footprints on my desk. So this is how our adhesive sheets come. So I'm just going to see if I have any scraps, which I don't think I do. Excuse me. So let's take a piece of, oh, maybe I do. Let's have a look. I do. Okay, so I'm just going to use this strip that I have here. And figure out which side is the sticky. So this is the sticky side. So it's in 3 strips, which really helps when you're trying to separate your pieces if you've got it on a big piece. So I'm going to go ahead and place this right on there, like that. And then I'm just going to trim out what I don't need. So I'm just going to cut away this part. So this is my adhesive part on the back. So when you're cutting out, you want to make sure that the adhesive's on the back, not on the front, because if you do it on the front, ask me how I know, it's going to be reversed. Okay. So that's garbage, and I can put this back in my package. So let me just grab my mini cutter. Just drop something on the floor there. And I'm still trying to remember where I've put things. I have no idea where my plates are for my little trimmer. Maybe I'll have to use my big trimmer. Oh, here they are. Okay. All right, so here's my little trimmer. Look at the mess. Holy Dinah. Okay. All right, so I'm using my mini trimmer, and I need my base plate, which is the white one, and then a cutting plate. So I always use the same plate for cutting, so that if I need to cut out something like a foil, this isn't like, if I was to cut a foil with this one on the top, I'm going to have all kinds of damage on the foil. It's going to look really bad. All right, so let me pop that on there. Here's my die. So let's run that through. Okay, I'll just put this over here for now. All right, so here we have our die cut. I'm just going to pop this out like that. So there's our die cut. And what else do we need? So we need one of the crumb cake card bases. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. 5 1/4. And I brought over a piece of actual crumb cake that I'm going to make into a card base. So I'm going to score it on the 8.5 inch side at 4 1/4. And then just going to rotate it and cut it at 5 1/2. And that'll give me 2 card bases. Now, obviously, I only need 1. So let's go ahead and burnish this one. And then this card base is going to sit right on here. Now, it's not a perfect match for the crumb cake. I'm not sure how I feel about that. What I might do, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to alter this one even a little bit more, is I'm going to take some Did I bring another piece of, I think this is going to be big enough. Yeah. So I'm going to cut this piece of gorgeous grape to 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to cut my piece of crumb cake with the Swiss dot on it. I'm going to cut this to 3 7/8 by 4 by 5 1/4 to 5 1/8. I think that's right. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, I think that's going to make it look a little bit better. And so what I could have done, had I thought about this earlier, I would have cut out a bunch of these out of here to have, because I hate wasting cardstock. But I will do that probably for my next one. So you can always, you know, cut out stuff out of the middle because it's going to be covered anyway, so who cares? So let me go ahead and layer these. I'm going to use glue for this one. Where's my glue? Just to speed things up a little bit. So I'm going to center that on my gorgeous grape. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this on my crumb cake. I just had a thought too about the crumb cake, what I could have done with that, but we'll save that for the next one. Okay, so there we have that. To me, I think that looks good, and it takes away from the difference between the two crumb cakes. I'm assuming this is crumb cake. It doesn't say that crumb cake is... No, it doesn't. It doesn't say that crumb cake is one of the coordinating colors, but this looks like crumb cake to me, so, you know. It's crumb cake. All right, so what do I need? I need a floral in the Lost Lagoon. I'm just going to get that out of the way. So a Lost Lagoon, here we are. And a couple of the small lavenders. And what else? Oh, a small green floral. So I think what I'll do is I'm actually just going to cut one of these, because I'm not crazy about the big one anyway. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm just going to cut it right there and cut that leaf off. This is more attached than I thought it was. Okay, there. And I'll fix that leaf so it doesn't look there. More mileage for your buck, right? And let me grab one of those square label thingies, as well as the tag. All right, so here we go. So the way they have this is they have the tag down first. And they have stamped the floral with maybe Highland Heather. Either that or they've stamped it off, but let's use Highland Heather. So let me grab Highland Heather. Just give this a quick clean. What a mess, holy smokes. That's all right. All right, so where's my test paper here to stamp on? So let's just stamp this up in the Highland Heather and see what we get. Yeah, that looks kind of like what they've done. So, excuse me. So let me take this and I'm going to stamp it off and then stamp it over here like this. Nice and soft. And this is going to sit over here. With our florals on there. So let's see how this is going to go. That's really pretty. There, so I'm going to try and get all of my stems kind of together. So I think to do that, I'm going to have to cut off a leaf or two. I think I'll just do this. And then put that together like that. So let me grab my glue dots. All right, so let's start layering this because I want to tie, I don't know if I'm going to tie the string around it or just on it. We'll see how crazy it gets. I might just make a bow and stick it on there. So let's try popping this onto here. So obviously I want to make sure that I cover up the glue dots because I don't want anything sticky after. This is going to be so pretty. So pretty. So nobody answered me about what's for dinner. What's for dinner, you guys? I'm hoping that Glenn doesn't make asparagus. I do not like asparagus, but he loves it, so he cooks it a lot. All right, so I'm going to pop the smaller one like that, and the bigger one like that. And then these are going to sit like this. Just gonna pop that down a little bit lower like that. There, that's really cute. All right, so I think I'm going to just go ahead and adhere this. I don't think I'm going to put the twine around it. I think I'm just going to make a bow and pop that on there. So let's put some glue. I'm just going to use liquid glue for this. There. They kind of have theirs like this a little bit. Like a sprig. We could do sprig. All right, so let's glue this one down. And I made sure I got glue over the little dot so it doesn't pop out for the where the tag part was. Make sure that's straight. I'm going to pop this one up on dimensionals, I think. Really cute. Super cute. All right, so that's going to go like this. And I'm going to make a little bow. Okay, a big bow. I got a lot of drawing here. All right, so. Alrighty, so I'm going to roll up a glue dot. And just pop that onto the back of my bow. And stick it right on here. There, so that's that. And then, now I should have thought of this before I put my greenery down. But, yeah, I really should have, actually. So where's my little width? My little wee stamp, here it is. All right, so I'm going to grab my gorgeous grape again. And I'm going to try and fit that right in there. That's close, but I think it worked. Okay, so now I'm going to poke up my little hole here, and I'm going to peel off my backing. Now, when you peel off the backing, what I noticed when I was playing with it the first time is that it can stretch out of shape. So you want to be kind of careful not to allow it to distort too much, because it's like a spring, like it will spring out a little bit. So let's just see if I can get that where I want it. Maybe I'll just grab my tweezers here. See if I can place it nicely. Yeah, I really should have thought this out a little bit better, but you know what? It's okay. There. With love. So pretty. And I'm going to grab some Wink of Stella just because I think it needs a little bit of winkifying here. And the thing about Wink of Stella is that you don't have to be really precise. It's just a glitter. And it just adds that little something. Oh, can you see it? Yeah, you can see that a little bit. See where it's glittery there? Really pretty. Super, super cute. So, where are my gems? Here we are. Gosh, I wish I had ordered another set of gems. Oh well. Next time. Next time. And there. Super cute. Love that. Love it, love it. Okay, so let's close our ink before we have an inky disaster. And the next one they did, it looks like they used Highland Heather and one of these. Oh, beauty. Cute, cute. So I have Highland Heather here, or do I? Yeah. So, do I have a card base already? No, I do not. Okay, I'm just going to make a card base out of the Highland Heather. So just like before, I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And cut it at 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take the dies from the perennial postage dies. Now, I don't know if you've seen these, but these are awesome. Awesome, awesome. So let me take my card front and figure out, excuse me, figure out which die is going to fit the best. I'm just going to grab my trimmer. If you ever have trouble lining up your card bases, what I do is I stick, sorry, let's see if I can move that ahead. I stick my card in the bottom corner because I have 2 sides, and I kind of line them up, and then I force the issue so that all my raw edges are tucked in. And then I just use my bone folder to convince them that that's where they need to be. And then you can see now it's nice and perfectly folded. Because I don't know, for whatever reason, they never seem to line up properly. I don't know if it's my crappy scoring or what the heck it is. But all right, so what I need is, it looks like they've used this, and they've used the perennial postage dies to cut out a square. So I'm going to use this. This one looks like it's going to fit on here just nicely. And it looks like that's actually the one that they've used. And I'm kind of looking at the card base on here. It could actually be fresh freesia for that matter, but we're going to use the Highland Heather. So let me go just behind me here, and I'm going to cut this out. So what I tried to cut it over as far over to one side as possible so that I can still have this to use on another card. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this down onto my card base. If you could see the top of this desk, you would just crack up. Holy Dinah. Okay. So I'm going to center this. And then they've used just a couple of these again. So let me take a short one and a long one. I have a runaway here as well. And let's see. So they've used 2 sentiments on this one. They've used You Are Loved Beyond Measure, which is from the Perennial Postage. This is a fabulous sentiment stamp set. If you haven't got it, really think about this one. It looks kind of like lovey-dovey, but it isn't. There's thank you, there's friendship, you mean the world to me, happy Mother's Day, thank you for your friendship, here for you always, so support. It's a great stamp set. So it's part of the Perennial Postage bundle. All right, so let's grab one of those long sentiment rectangles. Good grief. Cannot find them. Okay, you know what? We're just going to use this piece of scrap white, which I have my scrap white folder right here, and we can cut one. So I'm going, actually, you know what? I will do the one that they did. So they have the You Are Loved Beyond Measure, looks like Highland Heather, and then they have in the Berry Burst, Happy Valentine's Day. So this will be good. This will be a Valentine card for my husband because I haven't made him one yet. You Are Loved Beyond Measure. Grab another block. Is that going to fit on there? Just by the skin of my teeth. So, You Are Loved Beyond Measure. Where's my scrap paper here? looks like I'm gonna have to re-ink my little Highland Heather there. She's looking a little peaked. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop that there. And let me grab the Berry Burst and the stamp from the kit. Happy Valentine's Day. So I'll just replace the floral here. So just relax on there. Here we go. And don't do what I did and get ink all over your block, because you know that's going to transfer. All right, so happy Valentine's Day. Beauty. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna grab my trimmer. So what I'm gonna do with my trimmer is I'm going to line up these two bottom marks with the left-hand side of the track where this cutting blade goes. So I just want to, so you want to make sure that you're eyeball to eyeball, like you want to make sure that it's straight. So I'm going to make sure that I have, if I can see that, and then cut like that. And I'm going to do the same thing going this way, but I'm going to use the right hand side of my track. So I'm going to, actually I think what I'll do on this one is I can line up the top of the lettering with this part of the bar, and hopefully that will make me straight. Not bad, not bad, but I don't want it that thick, so let me just I'm gonna line it up. Just gonna take a little bit off because I don't. There, that's a little bit better, I think. Yeah. So just give it a trim. That looks pretty good, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the Valentine's Day. Pretty good. Pretty good. It isn't perfect, I don't think, but you know what? Handmade with love. It doesn't need to be perfect. Okay. All right, so let's get our elements together here and clean off some of the disaster. So we have this, and our florals. All right, so this is going to go across here, and our florals are going to sit behind it. So we'll put our florals like this. Just going to put a couple of daubs of glue there. And it, you know, you don't have to be heavy-handed, obviously, with the glue. I just have little dots. And I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Like that. And I think I'm going to trim this one down a little bit. I think it's just a little bit too big for the look that they have there. So I'm just lining up the edge with this brown part, and it's going to give me about, that's going to trim off about 1/8 of an inch. And I'll do that on the top and the bottom just to make it a little bit thinner. I think I like that better. And then I'm just going to trim this a little closer to the words. And I can't even guarantee that this is perfectly straight, and I'm okay with that. And then this is going to come over here like that. Yeah, and I'm going to put it on dimensionals too. All right. Okay. There, super cute. So might as well use up some of our twine. So I'm just going to grab another piece. Make a little bow. There, super cute. And grab a glue dot. All right, that's okay. I have glue dots right here. I'll just use one of these. I know they're here somewhere. I'll find them when I clean up. So let me grab a glue dot, and I'm just going to make a little taco out of it. And pop that on my bow. And just put this right here. And a few blingies. And I'll put a berry burst one here. Do I want to put that there? Maybe. No, I'm going to put it on this flower. And a little Highland Heather one here. And again, I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on the lavender. There, super cute. All right, so let's clean this up a bit. Here's what we have. We have our little tag that we made right at the beginning. And then we have this card. That was part of the kit. And this one. Also part of the kit. Super cute. And then our, oh no, this was the one that was part of the kit, this one here. And then this was an alternative that we made, and our second alternative. So I will continue to do more alternatives, and I'll tape it and post it on my Facebook page, or on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. So I just want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. It was nice to have some company. And if you're not already a paper pumpkin, I almost said pumpkin pie subscriber. If you're not a paper pumpkin subscriber, you do have until the 10th of February to sign up for the February paper pumpkin, and it looks like it's going to be absolutely adorable. It's got a little bunny on the front, and I meant to print off the little sheet, but I will I'll print it off and pop it onto my blog. So it's going to be stinking cute. And again, these dies will coordinate with February's and March's paper pumpkin. So let me know if you would like to get some information on the subscriptions for paper pumpkin. There's several different options. So whatever works for your budget. And yeah, so have a great evening. Have a good dinner, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.